Learn English with Jokes, Part 2. What type of music are balloons scared of? Pop music. Pop has two meanings in English. Pop means popular music, music that is popular with young people, or pop means the sound when a balloon explodes. Pop. Two fathers and two sons go on a fishing trip. They each catch a fish and bring it home. But in total, only 3 fish were caught. How could this be? It was a grandfather, a father, and a grandson. A father and a son were in a car accident. The father died and the son was taken to the hospital. The doctor came in and said, "I can't do the surgery. This is my son." How can this be? The doctor was the boy's mother. Donald Trump went swimming in the ocean one day, and he started to drown in the water. Two boys on the beach saw him drowning, and they saved him. "Boys," said Trump, "I am President of the United States, the most powerful man in the world. Whatever you want, I can give it to you as your reward for saving my life." "I want a 10-speed bike," said the first boy. "It's yours," said Trump. "I want to be buried in Arlington National Cemetery," said the second boy. Arlington National Cemetery is where America's greatest heroes are buried. "But you're only 10 years old," said Trump. "Why do you want to be buried in the cemetery?" The boy said, "Because when my dad finds out I saved you, he's going to kill me." What kind of dog keeps the best time? A watchdog. Watch has many meanings in English. Wear a watch, watch TV, watchman. A watchdog is a dog that is used to guard the home. A doctor and his patient. "Doctor, so what seems to be the problem?" Patient: "Whenever I drink tea, my eye hurts." Doctor: "Take the spoon out." What kind of tree fits in your hand? A palm tree. Palm has two meanings in English: the inside surface of your hand, or a type of tree. Why don't you starve in the desert? Because of all the sand which is there. Sand which is sandwiches. Because of all the sandwiches there. A cowboy rode into town on Friday. 2 days later, he left on Friday. How did he do it? His horse was named Friday. Letter jokes. What letter of the alphabet is an insect? B. What letter is a part of the head? I. What letter is a drink? T. What letter is a body of water? C. What letter is a vegetable? P. What letter always wants to know the reason? Y. What letter is a bird? J. Blue jay. What four letters does a thief not want to hear? O. I see you. A man walks into a bar. Bar is a place where you can get something to drink. And asks for a glass of water. The bartender pulls out a gun and points it at him. Bartender is a person who works at a bar. The man says, "Thank you," and walks away. Why? The man had hiccups. Hiccups are commonly cured by either drinking water or getting surprised. A little girl came home from school and said to her mother, "Mommy, today in school I was punished for something that I didn't do." The mother exclaimed, "But that's terrible. I'm going to have a talk with your teacher about this. By the way, what was it that you didn't do?" The little girl replied, "My homework." At the end of their first date, a young man takes his favorite girl home. Emboldened by the night, he decides to try for that important first kiss. With an air of confidence, he leans with his hand against the wall. And smiling, he says to her, "Darling, how about a good night kiss?" Horrified, she replies, "Are you mad? My parents will see us." "Oh, come on. Who's going to see us at this hour?" "No, please. Can you imagine if we get caught?" "Oh, come on. There's nobody around. They're all sleeping." "No way. It's just too risky." "Oh, please, please. I like you so much." "No, no, and no. I like you too, but I just can't." "Oh, yes, you can. Please." "No, no, I just can't." "Please." Out of the blue, the porch light goes on, and the girl's sister shows up in her pajamas, hair disheveled. In a sleepy voice, the sister says, "Dad says to go ahead and give him a kiss. Or I can do it. Or if need be, he'll come down himself and do it. But for crying out loud, tell him to take his hand off the intercom button." Which month has 28 days? All of them. Some have more, but all of them have at least 28 days. A woman was mugged by a thief. She put up a tremendous fight. She fought and fought and fought. But eventually, the thief won and he got her purse. Upon finding only $2 in the purse, the surprised thief said, "Why did you put up such a fight?" Oh, said the woman, I thought you were after the $200 in my shoes. A young woman got onto a London bus one morning. She was carrying a baby. As she was buying her ticket, the bus driver said, "That's the ugliest baby I've ever seen." The woman was furious. With a furious expression on her face, she stormed down to the back of the bus and sat down next to another passenger. The passenger noticed how upset she was, so he asked her, "What happened?" "I've never been so furious in my life. That bus driver insulted me." "That's terrible," sympathized the passenger. "How rude. You're a customer, so he should be polite to you. Tell you what, why don't you go and tell him how angry you are?" "Okay then," the woman said. "You're right. I will. I'll go and tell him what I think about his behavior." "Good idea," said the passenger. "And I'll hold your monkey for you." Which bus could cross the ocean? Columbus. My dog used to chase people on a bike a lot. It got so bad that I finally had to take his bike away. In English, the sentence, "My dog used to chase people on a bike," could be read in two ways. My dog used to chase people on a bike means that the people were on a bike and my dog was chasing them. But the sentence could also be read as, my dog used to chase people on a bike. In this case, on a bike describes the whole sentence. So it tells us how the dog used to chase people. What is a snake's favorite subject at school? History. Hiss is the sound that a snake makes in English. How do you organize a space party? You plan it. Planet has the same sound as plan it. Planet, a large round object in space that moves around the sun. Planet, to think about and decide how you are going to do something. What do you call bears with no ears? B. When do doctors get mad? When they lose their patience. Patient versus patience. Patient, someone who visits the doctor. Patience, being able to stay calm and not get angry. Pronunciation. Patient, patience, patience. Patience number 2 and patience number 3 have the same pronunciation in normal speech. We don't usually pronounce the T when it's between the N and the S unless we are being especially careful in our speech. Usually we don't say the T. So patience, patience, same sound. I lost my patience. I lost my patience. What lights up a soccer stadium? A soccer match. Match has two meanings. A sports competition in which two teams compete against each other. A thin wooden stick that produces a flame when you rub one end of it against a rough surface. What gets bigger and bigger as you take more away from it? A hole. Why was everyone so tired on April 1st? Why was everyone so tired on April 1st? Because they have just finished a march of 31 days. March has two meanings. The special type of walking that soldiers do, or the third month of the year. What's worse than finding a worm in your apple? Finding only half a worm. A hunter came home one day and said to his wife, "Guess what? I spotted a leopard today." His wife said, "Don't be silly, dear. They grow that way." Spot has two meanings. To notice something. Example, they spotted the airplane. Or a small round mark that is a different color to the surface it is on. The dog has a spot. When the hunter says, "I spotted a leopard," he means that he saw a leopard. But when the wife hears, "I spotted a leopard," she thinks he means he put spots on the leopard. So she says, "Don't be silly, dear. They grow that way," which means they naturally have spots. You don't have to put them on. A policeman pulls a car over for speeding. The policeman walks over to the car to give the driver a ticket, and the policeman notices that the car is full of penguins. "What are you doing with all these penguins?" the policeman asks. "They're my pets," said the man. "Oh no," said the policeman. "You need to take them to the zoo." The next week, the policeman pulls over the same car. It's still full of penguins. "Hey," said the policeman, "I thought I told you to take those penguins to the zoo." "Yes, officer, I did," said the man, "and they liked it so much that today I'm taking them to the circus." Take them to the zoo has two possible meanings. Take them to visit the zoo, or take them to live in the zoo. Here's a bonus joke with the same idea. One day, Joe's mother turned to Joe's father and said, "It's such a nice day. I think I'll take Joe to the zoo." "I wouldn't bother," said father. "If they want him, let them come and get him." What sound do porcupines make when they kiss? Ouch! What are two things you can't have for breakfast? Lunch and dinner. What room can no one enter? A mushroom. What animal is best at hitting a ball? A bat. Bat has two meanings in English. A small animal like a small animal like a mouse with wings that flies at night, or a piece of wood used to hit the ball in some sports. One day, the animals decide to play a game of soccer. They decide to play big animals against small animals. In the first half, the big animals scored all the goals. But in the second half, the centipede came out and scored more goals for the small animals. After the game, the chipmunk came over to talk to the centipede. "That was amazing," said the chipmunk. "But where were you during the first half of the game?" The centipede said, "I was putting on my shoes." Where do fish keep their money? In the riverbank. The word bank has two meanings in English: a place where you can save money, or the land along the side of a river. This is the bank of the river. Why was the cat afraid of the tree? Because of its bark. The word bark has two meanings in English: the hard substance that covers the surface of a tree, or the sound that a dog makes. A panda walked into a bar. A panda walked into a bar and ordered an expensive dinner. After eating all the food, the waiter came to give the panda his check. The panda pulled out a gun and shot the waiter. Then the panda went towards the door to leave the bar. "Hey!" the bartender shouted. "What are you doing?" "I'm a panda," shouted the panda. "This is what I do. Look it up in the dictionary." The bartender got out his dictionary and looked up panda. The dictionary said, "Panda, large, black and white, bear-like mammal, lives in China. A panda eats shoots and leaves." Shoot has two meanings in English: to fire a bullet from a gun, or a new branch or stem growing on a plant. To fire a bullet from a gun is a verb, so we say I shoot, he shoots. A new branch or stem growing on a plant is a noun, singular shoot, plural shoots. Leaves has two meanings in English: means to go away from a place, or it means a flat green part of a plant that grows from a stem or branch. To go away from a place is a verb, so I leave, he leaves. A flat green part of a plant is a noun, so singular leaf, plural leaves. Now the grammar. A panda eats, shoots, and leaves. This is the verb, eats. Shoots and leaves are the nouns. A panda is the subject. Eats is the verbs. Shoots and leaves are the objects. So what does a panda eat? A panda eats, shoots, and leaves. But with the commas, then it becomes three verbs. A panda eats, a panda shoots, and then a panda leaves. A panda eats, shoots, and leaves. What kind of lion never roars? A dandelion. What can you catch but not throw? A cold. In English, we say catch a cold, meaning get sick with a cold. How do you know when the moon has had enough to eat. When it's full, this is a full moon. The word full has two meanings in English: complete or whole, or having eaten enough food. Usually, the horse is before the cart. If you put the cart before the horse, it doesn't work. But when does a cart come before a horse? In a dictionary. A man goes out in heavy rain with nothing to protect him from it. His hair doesn't get wet. How does he do that? He is bald. Why can't leopards play hide and seek? Because they're always spotted. What starts with E, ends with E, and has only one letter in it? An envelope. The word letter has two meanings in English: a written message that you send to someone, or a symbol that is used in written language. Bonus joke. What starts with P, ends with E, and has 1,000 letters in it? The post office. Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he had no body to dance with. The joke is based on the difference between nobody and no body. Nobody means no person, but body is the whole physical structure of a person. What is a witch's favorite subject in school? Spelling. The word spell has two meanings in English: words that you say to use magic, or to write down the letters that are used to make a word. What object is the king of the classroom? The ruler. The word ruler has two meanings in English: the leader of a country, or a flat, straight stick used to measure things. What is the world's tallest building? The library. Because it has the most stories. The word story has two meanings in English: a description of a series of events which is intended to entertain people, or a level of a building: first story, second story, third story. In American English, the spelling is the same in both cases. In British English, when it's a level of a building, the spelling is S-T-O-R-E-Y. But in American English, it's the same spelling in both cases. What is the fastest country in the world? Russia. In English, Russia sounds like rush. Rush means to move somewhere quickly. What is full of holes but can still hold water? A sponge. What kind of keys do kids like to carry? Cookies. Why did the math book look so sad? Because it had so many problems. The word problem has two meanings in English: a situation that causes difficulties and that needs to be dealt with, or a question that you use mathematics to solve. What do you call a sleepy dinosaur? A dinosaur. Snore means to breathe in a very noisy way while you are sleeping. What time did the man go to the dentist? Tooth hurdy. 2:30. Tooth hurdy, 2:30. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? It was too tired. So 2 is used can be the number, but it's also used before adjectives to mean more than is possible. So two, tire, tired. Too tired means having two tires. Too tired means can't do anything because of tired.